The race into the electric era is inevitable, with new entrants pushing the envelope far too often and the legacy automakers preparing to electrify their established products. The competition is heating up more than ever. Ford is cruising into the arena with its iconic plate in 2022 with the Ford F-150 Lightning. The most sold vehicle in the world is the Ford F-150 no matter what the category. And now Ford is looking to take things up a notch by introducing the all-new Ford F-150 Lightning. We told you in our previous episode of what to expect from the Ford F-150 Lightning. And in this episode, we will be covering all the features of the newly launched Ford F-150 Lightning. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hyper EVs. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then please click on the subscribe button and press the bell icon as we bring you the latest news from the world of EVs. We are dedicated to keep you up with the coolest tech from the world of cars. Starting things off, Ford has made everyone's jaws drop by launching the Ford F-150 at a starting price of $39,947. The world's most popular vehicle goes electric, hitting 60 miles per hour in as little as 4.4 seconds. The original Ford F-150 SVT Lightning sold over 2 generations with sport truck styling and improved performance. It has attained a legendary status since it left production in 2004. Keen to capture some of that magic for its newest pickup offering, Ford has taken the wraps off the 2022 F-150 Lightning EV, which trades its namesake's huge V8 for an all-electric powertrain. Sport trucks designed more for an on-road performance than traditional capability, with lowered and stiffened suspensions, rear-wheel drive, and powerful V8s driving the point home. Instead of that formula, the new Lightning will adopt a traditional stance similar to the regular F-150, and obviously the supercharged V8 of the old model will be left out of the mix. However, that doesn't mean the EV won't be fun to drive. Ford kept the Lightning's styling relatively close to the F-150, with which it shares its basic structure, modernized a bit to match the truck's futuristic powertrain. With no big radiator to feed up front, the grille of the F-150 has been converted to a slick, stylized blocking panel with mesh latticework appearing underneath the glossy surface. The standard dynamic bending headlights wear a shape similar to the current F-150, connected on some trims by an LED strip that runs along the top edge of the grille panel. A matching red light bar connects the tail lights. A charging outlet appears on the front fender, and wheels get a new design as well. Inside changes are slightly more substantial, with an aforementioned 15.5 vertical touchscreen appearing on the Lariat and Platinum in place of the horizontal 12.0-inch unit found on some trims of the F-150. That display will come standard on the Lightning's base and XLT trims, running an infotainment package similar to that of the existing F-150 than the one on the Mustang Mach-E. It won't sacrifice any of Sync 4A's EV planning features though. Every Lightning will also come with an all-digital instrument cluster on every trim, even base and commercial vehicles. Sport truck revival. The use of wanted Lightning name for an EV will likely be met with some controversy, much like there was after Ford announced the Mach-E would be a Mustang. After all, the original 2 generations were avowed sport truck designed more for an on-road performance than traditional capability, with lowered and stiffened suspension, rear-wheel drive, and powerful V8s driving. Instead of the formula, the new Lightning will adopt traditional stance similar to that of the regular F-150, and obviously the supercharged V8 of the old model will be left out of the mix. However, that doesn't mean the EV won't be fun to drive. All modern Lightnings will be all-wheel drive with an independent rear suspension, making its first appearance on an F-150. Performance. With more power and torque than any factory-built F-150 in history, the ER should hit 60 miles per hour in about 4.5 seconds according to Ford. That would make it the fastest pickup on the market today until the Tesla Cybertruck or GMC Hummer EV arrive. We have yet to see what are their performance figures. Till then, the F-150 would be the fastest truck on the market. Unlike the old SVT truck, all modern Lightnings will be all-wheel drive with an independent rear suspension, making its first appearance on an F-150 coupled with a low center of gravity. Those big battery cells are packaged under the passenger cabin floor. The revised suspension could make the 2022 Lightning an impressive autocross it is on the drag strip. Helping preserve the performance is a liquid cooling system that keeps battery temperatures optimized and healthy. A metal exoskeleton houses the battery cells, which are mounted within the Ford F-150's frame grille for strength and protection from deformation. A robust steel unibody plate further improves the safety and cleans up the aerodynamics somewhat. Meanwhile, the inboard-mounted electric motors and aluminum suspension components reduce unsprung mass and provide greater protection from the obstacles than individual wheel-mounted motors would. That said, Ford is evaluating other powertrains, possibly including tri- or quad-motor designs. It's not just about performance in the Lightning. Models with the SR battery tow, 5,000 pounds in standard form or 7,700 pounds with an optional package with a payload rating of 2,000 pounds. The ER can lug up to 10,000 pounds, although its payload is a bit lower at 1,850. That's likely because the Lightning's F-150 platform has a maximum gross vehicle weight rating, representing combined vehicle weight and the payload of 7,150 pounds, and the ER battery is almost certainly heavier than the SR. Using some back-of-the-napkin math, we can estimate that the Ford Lightning to weigh between 5,100 and 5,300 pounds. Charging. Recharging the Ford F-150 Lightning will be a work of a standard mobile charger, the SR getting a 120-volt 12-amp-hour version that can add 3 miles of range per charging hour, and the ER getting a 250-volt 32-amp-hour version that adds 21 miles per charging hour. A 48-amp-hour home charging station for the SR can restore the charge from 15 to 100% in 10 hours, while the ER's 19.2 kilowatt home charger station does the read in 8 hours. As for fast charging, the F-150 Lightning will top out at 150 kilowatt using a DC fast charging station, which is a bit slower than the newest EVs on the market, but still gets you from 15 to 80% in just 41 minutes. Like the Mustang Mach-E, the Lightning uses the Ford Fast Charging Network, which Ford says is the largest in North America. A phone app also allows the driver to precondition the battery or schedule charging for off-peak times, and a real-time payload monitor within the infotainment system or phone app helps optimize the charging route based on the vehicle load, trailer weight, weather conditions, terrain, and other variables. Advanced tech. Lariat and Platinum trims of the 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning will receive the same 15.5-inch touchscreen and Sync 4A infotainment as the Mustang Mach-E, which uses a flat interface to allow occupants to easily switch between functions. Recently used apps appear along the bottom of the screen, making it easier to swap between frequently used features. Navigation and audio, for example. Sync 4A also comes with an embedded Ford Pass app, which syncs the owner's phone to provide the vehicle functions like cooling or warming the interior, opening and closing the frunk, and the aforementioned charging commands and route planners. The 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning will also get a modem that can provide in-car Wi-Fi as well as perform over-the-air software updates to keep the infotainment and vehicle systems current and free from any bugs or glitches. Unsurprisingly, the forthcoming Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving assistant will be available on the Lightning, with the truck taking over the steering, braking, and acceleration on limited access highways, reducing stress and fatigue on long trips. The Lightning will also get the new F-150's impressive Pro Power onboard upsize from the gas truck's maximum 7.2 kilowatt output to a solid 9.6 kilowatt reverse charging. The EV's Pro Power onboard offers a single 240 volts and 4 120 volts outlets in the bed, and so-called Mega Power trunk will include 4 120 volts outlets and 2 USB chargers. Ford says the trunk will be the largest in the industry with a 400-pound load capacity and 14.1 cubic feet of storage space. A lidded bin in the floor keeps smaller items from sliding around, and the trunk itself is accessible by a large opening that encompasses the truck's grille, making liftover easier. It's also waterproof with drain plugs in the floor that makes it easy to clean out when hauling muddy or dirty gear. Purpose-built vehicle. The 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning will be built at an all-new EV-specific manufacturing facility at the company's Rogue complex next to where the standard F-150 is built. Furthering the Lightning's green cred is the factory's extensive use of recyclable and post-consumer materials. The concrete foundation, for example, was recomposed from demolition materials of the facility that used to sit on the property. The Rogue Electric Vehicle Center also features a heating and ventilation system that uses air as medium, cutting water use and waste, and much of the heavy machinery like forklifts will be powered by hydrogen fuel cells, slashing the overall life cycle emissions of the Lightning even more. Finally, coming to the pricing and delivery. The 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning will start $39,974 in the base SR form, and that's before federal and state incentives come into play. As such, those who live in the EV-friendly jurisdictions could take home an entry-level Lightning for about $30,000, which is an amazing deal for a four-wheel drive full-sized pickup truck. At the other end of the spectrum is the fully loaded Lightning ER Platinum, which Ford says would cost about $90,000. If we talk about the competition, Tesla's projected pricing for the Cybertruck is more in line with the F-150, starting at $39,900 in a single motor rear drive form or $49,900 for a dual motor all-wheel drive. For example, the tri-motor Cybertruck, which will reportedly hit the 60 miles per hour mark in less than 3 seconds, would cost around $70,000. That vehicle is already hotly anticipated among EV enthusiasts, although the more conventional styling of the Ford F-150 Lightning may be appealing to the average truck consumers who are turned off by the Tesla's sci-fi doorstop design. The Ford F-150 Lightning goes on sale about a year from now, but reservations are open now. The Blue Oval asks for a refundable $100 deposit from those early adopters keen on being the first on the list. This is all from today's episode of Hyper EVs. Please click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon from the latest and fastest news updates that come from the vehicle market. Thank you. Goodbye.